being a college dropout. Hi, welcome back to another episode of BS with Bella. I'm with my roommate, Ellie.
Hi.
Ellie, welcome to the pod.
Thanks for having me.
We're kind of going to be talking about Ellie being a college dropout and what it's like. And especially, she transferred from college to college, dropped out, and now has a big girl job. So let's get into it. So, Ellie, you started at Towson.
Yes.
And how many years were you there for originally?
Initially, so my senior year of high school, I actually only applied to two colleges, Towson and Coastal.
Wow.
My parents were like, we'll help you out.
Two really smart schools.
Yeah. My parents were like, we'll help you out if, you stay in state, 'cause it's a lot cheaper. And I was like, you know what? I don't mind living in Maryland, so we'll give it a run.
Well, we'll give it a go.
We'll give it my best shot. And then I searched for a roommate for a little bit, and I found Erin.
Shout out Erin.
Who was my roommate at Towson my freshman year. And as soon as I met her, I was like, this feels right. This is meant to be. Everything happens for a reason. I stayed there for a year, and I was like, the city, it's just not for me. Super violent.
Is it like a city, or is it like suburbs of a city?
No, it's its own city. It's not as big as Baltimore, but it's right next to Baltimore. So it's a lot of scary stuff going on in Baltimore.
And so you were like, I'm coming to Coastal.
Yeah, I was like, I am meant to be at my dream school. This is what I want to do.
So what made you come to Coastal?
Because I just didn't like the city, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I need to be back at the beach.
The beach school. That's 30 minutes away from a beach.
Yeah.
What did you go to school initially for?
Initially, I went to be an occupational therapist. So
Wow.
I would have had to go on to get my doctorate. And
a lot of school for you.
do the whole school thing, yeah.
And were you scared to transfer? Do you have any regrets during that process?
I mean, obviously, I definitely am sad about leaving. I can't.
I know, Rocky. My dog in the background is scratching the shit out of my door, but
I definitely miss Erin and all my friends there and stuff. So, I mean, I miss my friends, but I'm definitely happier here. And, I landed with all of you crazy girls.
Crazy girls. So you only went to school for like a semester before you really dropped out, right?
Yes, as soon as I got here, I did a full year of school at Towson. I moved here a little bit over a year ago. Mm-hmm. Then I worked at Margaritaville. I did the whole Myrtle Beach thing. I started school in September, did a whole semester, and then I had just problems with my FAFSA and everything my second semester, so I had to take like fast forward classes, and then
Ellie was like, school's not for me.
And then I was like, you know what? This is stressing everyone out. I'm not really happy doing this. At the end of the day, I was miserable. I never was a good student. The only way I really got by was because I was an athlete.
Oh.
So in high school, my teachers
helped you out.
I was slacking, and they were like, she has a soccer game, whatever, or she had a soccer game last night, or there's no way we'll give her an extension. So my teachers in high school would just give me a lot of extensions and just time because,
they would just let you slack a little bit.
Just athletes in general, we just got the exception for the most part. And I feel like that's kind of common in high school and in college. Mm-hmm. You definitely get that extra boost of help, and if you miss an assignment, there's always that excuse oh,
I had a championship game, or
I had a playoff game, and I got home super late because in high school you don't stay the night. You would drive 3 hours to Kent Island and turn around and come back.
And how did you get the balls to drop out? I would be shitting my pants if I told my parents, hey, I dropped out of college. How the hell did you do it? Because you came home one day, and she's like, I dropped out of college. We're like, wait, what?
Everyone was like, you're so funny. And I was like, no, I'm serious.
Ellie's gone.
I just unenrolled in college. And everyone was like, oh, my God, I'm so jealous. I wish I would have dropped out. just going on and on. And meanwhile, the whole time I was just so insecure and upset that, like, I was like, you know what, I can't do this. So
and school's not for everyone. Like, these days, you don't need a degree to be something.
Yeah. I always grew up being like, oh, I'm going to be the first one in my family to graduate college, you know, at the normal rate. Like, you go to high school, you go to the 4-year college, you graduate, you get your dream job, like, all of the normal things that everyone expects.
And it just wasn't normal to you.
It just crushed me that I, like, didn't have the opportunity to have, like, the normal college experience.
Because, like, what grade would you be originally at Coastal? Sophomore?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be going into my junior year in the fall. Yeah.
Ellie comes home from one day dropping out of college to having this big girl job. And, like, it went from 0 to 100. So, how did you pick being a car dealer at Toyota? Like, how did you just, like, well, I got to go get a big girl job?
That's exactly how.
Were you just, like, trying to find, like, any other jobs? Like, were you thinking about anything else? Like, working in a hotel? Like, working anywhere else? Like, how'd you end up at Toyota?
I waited tables for a really long time. I've waited tables since I was able to.
Yeah.
Living in Ocean City, Maryland, you know, really gave me the ability to, like, make actual money.
Yeah, serving money is awesome.
So I just have been doing that. And then once I dropped out, I didn't really, like, tell my parents or anything. Like,
such a ballsy move.
Yeah, but I mean, it was stressing my parents that the whole FAFSA thing.
Yeah.
Like, I would come home crying. It didn't go through. And so one day after I dropped out, I was like, you know what? If I'm not going to do this, then I need to, like, figure something out. So I just drove around Myrtle Beach, and I was like, you know what? Some of my friends back home were, like, car salesmen. I mean, just for a little bit to get them on their feet because, I mean.
Really? So that's, like, a common job.
I wouldn't say it's common, but there was, like, a group of people from my hometown who did it. And, I mean, like, they made pretty
become car
money.
Dealers. Wow.
Yeah.
So what are the qualifications? You don't need a college degree, obviously, but what are the qualifications of selling a car?
I mean,
damn.
I went in there one day and I was like, you know, like 3 days after I dropped out, and I was like, hey, are you guys applying? Like, are you guys
like hiring?
Hiring.
I need this.
I was like, are you guys hiring? And they were like, yeah, we are. And I was like, okay. And they're like, oh, for what? Like a receptionist? And I was like, no.
Oh, not the hit with the receptionist.
I was like, I want to sell cars. And they were like, oh, like, okay, like, yeah, we are hiring. Like, whatever, come back here and talk to managers, such and such and such and such. And I'm like, okay, great. Like, whatever. I give them my life story. And I tell them that I don't have a college degree. I have some college experience.
Yes, but like, no.
But they were like, you just came in here and you talked to us like you've known us for like 10 years. And I was like, that's how I am with everyone. And they were like, well, you're going to be perfect for this job. You're hired. And I was like, oh my
wow.
God. They were like, you start on Monday. You need to quit your job.
At your other place.
By Sunday. And you'll train for a month. And I had to do tests on tests on tests. I had to study, actually. I thought I was leaving school, but I had to study the ins and outs of all these vehicles and take tests. And each year I have to get qualified. And
wow. So it's just like kind of more school-ish.
I mean,
like not like normal school.
5 days a week for 4 weeks. So like 20 days of, you know. And I mean, it's not scheduled like study. It's like, you know,
just want to see the camera just in case it dies.
You shadow someone for a little bit and then you'll like, you know, do a little bit of studying and then you'll have lunch. So it's not like it was like school.
And this is like a 9 to 5 job.
During the training, yeah, it was 9 to 5, 5 days a week. And
then what's your schedule now?
And then once I got done training, every other week you work an early shift or a late shift. So this week I'm working 8:30 to 6, and then next week I'll work 10:30 to 8.
Wow. And so what's the basis, like, how do you sell a car? Like, what's your line? Hey, I'm Ellie. Welcome to Toyota. You want to see my brand new, I don't know, Honda Civic over there? Like,
Honda Civic?
Well, don't you guys sell other cars?
Used cars, yeah, we do. But Really, I mean, obviously, all my family's in Maryland, so it's not like I can call up my friends and family and be like, "Hey, I drive a Toyota. Like, do you need a new car?" I literally just had to.
Who
go
needs
out.
a car?
Yeah, I just had to go out on the lot, and I had to sit there and wait for a customer to pull in. And once they would go look at a car, I would come up to them and be like, "Hi, how are you? My name is Ellie. Like, is there anything I can help you with? Or like,
Wow.
what kind of vehicle are you trying to be in?" And they'll
This is so
answer,
scary.
And then I'll have to go like, how much are you like willing to spend? How soon do you want to be in something? And then with all the answers that they give me, I kind of like, put something in mind.
Yeah,
and
to
like,
like get them
leather?
going.
Do you want cloth?
And like, what's like commission based? Like, it is commission based, but like, how much are you like usually talking about?
Yeah. So MSRP is like what we
These are all
like,
such big words to me.
buy it for. And then, which is like the base price. It's just called MSRP. So MSRP, like if we sell below MSRP,
Yeah.
we're essentially not making any money off of it.
Oh.
Me or the dealership.
So it's like you got to make a price for the dealership and you to make money.
Yeah, so something will be at like MSRP at like $35,000.
And you want to sell it for like
and we'll
60.
sell it for like 40.
Oh.
Yeah. So base off of the gross, so that's what? $5,000.
Wow, these are all such big numbers to me.
So we'll keep it like even. So we'll say 39.
Okay.
39 is what we're selling it at, and 35 is what we buy it for.
Okay.
And the gross, if I hit 11 cars, I get 25% of the gross.
Whoa.
So if something's marked up $4,000, I make $1,000.
Yeah, because when we went to the bar, you're like, "It's okay, guys, I made $1,000 today."
Yeah.
And you can't make it unless it drives off the curb.
Nope.
Officially.
Yep.
So have you gotten that money that's driving off the curb recently?
No. So you get your commission checks once a month.
Wow.
Yeah. But you get your...
So like you really gotta grind for like a month.
Like you have your one big check,
Mm.
and that's it.
Can you transfer dealerships?
Yeah.
So are you looking to officially, would you say you would do this for a long time, or would you?
I don't know. I'm not too far into it yet to like really know
What you want to do with it?
what I want to do.
Yeah,
with it.
I mean, especially just kind of just like went off a whim, like, "Hey, I'm working in a car dealership."
It's something to get me on my feet.
Yeah, honestly, it's smart. It's so ballsy. I would never have the balls to do it. I would just be crying to my mom saying I have no money.
Like, I'm the youngest person there by 5 years.
Holy shit. God.
And then
They're like
there's,
this young
There's
and.
like 3 other people that are in their 20s,
Wow.
and then everyone else is 30 and above.
How's the work environment? Definitely like your average, like 9 to 5. Like kind of.
No, it is not it's not your average 9 to 5. I work with the funniest people I've ever met.
Really? So it's like, is it a good atmosphere, or is it kind of?
It's honestly a great atmosphere. Like, there's, your times it's sales, so it's a little bit competitive.
Yeah.
But
Could never work in sales. I don't know how you do it.
at the end of the day, everyone's just like really close.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like its own little family.
Yeah. And what advice would you give someone for who's thinking about dropping out because they don't get school? What would be like one advice you would give yourself looking back from dropping out?
The best advice I would have to give is to give it as many chances as physically possible until you make the decision to drop out.
Yeah.
Definitely make sure. I mean, it's not like you can never get, like, who knows? I might go back to school in 5 years because I find a new passion for something else.
Yeah.
But before you know, you make the commitment right after high school to drop out, because you're going to be on a different path than your friends for the rest of your life.
Yeah, because you dropped out of college. You're not graduating with us. You're never going to be.
I have a big girl job before everyone else. I don't
Easy.
I mean, it's different. I don't
Yeah.
see anyone during the day. I'm gone
No.
the entire day.
And her phone is on Do Not Disturb. You know when she's in the office when her phone is on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah. I mean, and I really try to take it seriously. Like I said, who knows, I'll go back to school and do something different. But for right now, I'm just, getting on my feet.
And you said you would go back to school. Would you go back to school for like your original idea, or is that kind of like off the board and would be something new?
I don't know. I really don't know. It could be something new. It could
Could
be
be something
something old. it really just all depends on where this given moment takes me.
I feel, yeah, especially like again, an average day for a dropout. This girl, you can't even, like, I feel like when you think about dropout, it's so negative. But, like, for people who drop out and don't do anything, it becomes that negative. And to me, like, when people are like, oh, is Ellie in school? I'm like, no, Ellie has, like, Ellie has, like, a work job. Like, so it's, like, you're not, like, the average, like, college dropout, I would
like
say.
You're that does nothing all day.
Yeah. Like, grinds on her phone, watches TikTok. Her screen time is mad long. No, I feel like you really, like, because, like, people, like, on here, like, people don't know what it's like. I don't even know what it's like having a big girl job. I'm scared to be in an office. The only time that I had an actual encounterment of a big girl job was when I worked in a proxy salutation firm, which is, like, if you die and the stocks that you have, we have to call your family for someone to take it. And if they don't, then we sell them or whatever. So I feel like it's interesting to hear from someone such a young age who went into, like, because you think about being a car dealer, like, that's, like, kind of like a big girl job in a sense where you would think you need a degree for it, but you don't.
You don't.
And what's the most expensive car you sold so far?
Probably like a $60,000 car.
And how much did you make off that? Ka-ching.
Ka-ching. I can't say anything because I haven't got my check yet. I'm still in my first month of.
So you don't know what the official.
Commission,
yeah.
But
do you get hourly too, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
So bi-weekly I get paid hourly.
Okay.
But it comes out of my commission. It's called a draw. So, I mean, there's like a good $1,000 taken out of my draw because, you know, you have to have something to live off of.
So you're not 21 yet, but is there, like, certain things you can't do because you're not 21 yet?
There's 0 restrictions.
Wow. You can sell a car, but you can't drink young age. That's crazy. Can you basically bullshit someone when you sell a car? Kind of?
To an extent, but I definitely like to be honest with my customers.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I've heard some stories about some bullshitter dealers.
Yeah. I mean, that's also a part of the whole, like, dropout thing. Like, oh, you're dropping out, and now you're, like, a sleazy car salesman. Like, it definitely has its stereotype.
Yeah, it does.
Like, sometimes I'll be sitting, like, just on the bench out front, and I'll be like, hi, how are you? Like, someone walking in the front door.
They're like, this salesman.
Is there anyone I can, like, help you find? And they just, like, turn their head. And,
they're like, I don't see
they,
you.
They, like, walk around you just because, like, car salesmen have that, you know?
Like,
that
give me
confrontational, like, I'm going to make you buy a car today.
And you're confrontational, too, so, like, that works.
I am confrontational, but I have never, like, if someone is not ready to buy a car.
You're not pushy about it.
I'm not pushy. Until they're, like, you know, like, I'm not really ready, or I haven't really found, like, what I'm looking for. And my managers are like, you can't just let them go. And I'm like, but I want them to respect me.
You don't want them to, like, call you, like, screaming.
Pushy.
Yeah.
And then, like, another question I get is, like, why do you, like...
Why do you work here?
Yeah, exactly. Like, why do you work here? Like, this is such a male-dominant job. People are like, how many girls, like, work there?
Yeah, how many girls do work there?
I'm one of 4.
Damn. Wow.
So there's 3 other girls.
I feel like I could never sell a car. Imagine me selling cars.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yo, you want... I got a good Toyota for you. I got a great Toyota in the back for you.
And I mean, that's sometimes, like, people just come in with these criteria that they have to meet, and, like, I'll have to go back to a car that like just got traded in, like, hasn't been detailed, and I have to just sell them this car, like, even though this car is trashed and just got traded in.
Do you get perks for working there?
Yeah. So I get a little bit of a discount on cars. I can get my car detailed, and, you know, service is, like, at a discount, but it's nothing like free because, you know, everything's more expensive now.
Yeah, everything's so expensive for no reason. So you only have your perks a little bit. So has anyone crashed a car there?
Not that I know of, no.
I've, like, always wondered, like, if someone goes on a test drive and crashes the car, then what? Like, you're so screwed. Like,
yeah, I honestly don't know. I want to ask that question.
And your test drive, her test drive's on 501. If not a lot of people know what 501 is here. 501 is a 2-lane highway that has an accident maybe 4 times a day.
Literally got rear-ended yesterday on 501.
You're lying.
No, I'm not lying.
How bad is she?
My car is fine. Their car's fine. They were actually driving a Toyota.
Yours Toyotas are durable.
Yeah, no dents, no nothing. Come see me at Sparks Toyota in Myrtle Beach for all your Toyota needs. But yeah, we're everyone's fine. Everyone's good. We kind of just carried on. I mean, my neck's a little sore, but it's fine.
God, I can't. I seriously can't. That is so funny. Like, of course, it's a Toyota. Out of all the cars.
I was like, you're kidding me.
Would you get a Toyota after working there?
I would.
Is there anything you regret or would have done differently up to the point you are now, even with car dealing or with school?
Minor things, but
nothing huge.
I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason.
That's a great slogan.
And everyone knows that. I literally tell everyone that. If they call me and they're upset or something's going on, I'm like, relax. Everything happens for a reason.
I feel like that's a common tattoo.
Yeah.
It's a common tattoo.
I would never get that.
Everything happens for a reason.
It does.
Yeah.
You were where you're meant to be.
Hopefully this goes far for me. Because I get, stressed out. Like, I'm the type of person, to me, even with school, I don't think I have the balls to drop out because I just wouldn't know what to do. But, for me, I go to school and, I stress about homework. And, I don't know what it's like to actually stress about things that aren't school, I'm going to have to stress about money. I have to stress about, I give props to you because, big girl job, I don't know if I'm ready. I got 1 more year in college, and I'm still not sure if I'm ready.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely started partying young and,
Are you done with the scene?
Going out young, when I was still in high school, and I just had a wild freshman year at Towson,
Wild.
A wild child.
She's a wild child.
And I mean, I came here and I enjoyed my summer. My boyfriend plays hockey, so, we would go out on the weekends when they would have games and stuff. And I don't know. I'm in the work life, so now I like to come home.
She's in the wise soul, she's in the zone.
I'm not wise. I'm not wise, but I definitely like to relax after work. We do go out, but we go out to dinner and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just different.
Well, Ellie, thanks for coming on the podcast with me.
Thank you for having me.
Well, tune in next Thursday for every episode. Subscribe and like the video and click the bell up below to never miss an episode. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.